Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this new day, a new day that God has given us. Welcome to TJK Shares One-on-One with TJK. I am thrilled and privileged today to host one of my sons, once again, a nephew, a young man who is driven. I've promised you I'll bring you people who will inspire you, who you will learn from. You will learn and relearn with us. The way we do it here at TJK, we let the people speak for themselves. Please welcome TJK and tell us, who is Andy? And on YouTube, you go MC Andy Official. Who is Andy?
Thank you very much, Uncle. I'm very glad to be here. It's a great honor. It's a great pleasure to see that I'm talking to millions of people, millions of friends who are really on this platform, and I'm so grateful for that. My full name is Tumuhimbise Andrew. I'm a lecturer at Frontier University in the Faculty of English Language. So I'm an English instructor, I'm an English teacher, I'm an English lecturer, whatever title you'll use. I'm a person who loves teaching. I'm a teacher, I'm a journalist. I've practiced law. I've tried to make myself earn a living in this world. And on top of that, I'm a father, and I love God so much. Yeah, so that's what I can use to tell about who I am. And I hope in this talk, you learn a lot of things from me, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy the talk.
So for full disclosure, this episode, ladies and gentlemen, will be on TJK Shares on YouTube, and it will also be on MC Andy Official. So this is going to be cross-posted. We encourage you, our subscribers and viewers, to visit Andy MC Official and also continue to promote both channels. You said you are a father, and like a typical son of mine, first you are a child of somebody, then you are a husband of somebody, and that person, your husband too, allowed you to be a father. So please tell us about your parents, tell us about your wife, and the wife that made you a father. I am so proud of you and your wife, and my baby who calls me Uncle. I still refuse to be grandfather.
Well, my father is Mr. Ndiabanja Joseph. Is a lab technician, a lab scientist at TJK Hospital.
Yes.
And my mom, she's peace to Yahweh. My wife, my beautiful wife, my pretty wife, she's called Shavarita. Well, I love her so much. And my pretty daughter, Aziza, I really love her so much. I thank God for the gift of her, because her name tells everything, that God is mighty, God is precious. That's why I love to use that Hebrew word, Aziza. Really, it's a very nice name, and I like so much. I'm a man of family. I really love my family. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my wife. I love my daughter now. So I really love the family where I come from, and I really love the family where I am. Being a father is something I've found it's very interesting in this world, because when you find time with your baby, seeing the baby every day growing, it's really amazing experience. Every day I have to look at my daughter when she's growing, when she's laughing. I see things changing every day. I really feel so impressed. So uncle, the family is growing big. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Andy and Andrew, full names. I remember you as a young man trying to find yourself in different professions in Uganda. I've known you really love journalism. We worked together to get you through some of your journalist education. I know you had several jobs in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew is speaking to us from Somalia, as he told you. He is a lecturer of English. What inspired you to make a journey from Uganda to Somalia, and how can people who want to follow your footsteps do it?
Well, that's a very quite interesting question. Coming to Somalia, I was attracted by a few things. Number one, I looked at the history that I was reading and writing in newspapers while I was in Uganda that Somali people, there was that time, 2009, when I used to follow news about Somalia. I used to see the civil war, people killing each other here in Somalia.
Yes.
And I used to see people fear coming to Somalia. And then I had a research about what do Somali people really like? What do Somali people really like to know about the history about Somali people? Yes. And I found that Somali people are like, they are the people who have only Arabic and their own language, which is Somali language. And I found out that the level of English language is less than the number of the people in the country.
Yes.
And I focused on like how I had finished, by that time I had finished my education about journalism. Then I found out that Somali people really are the people who need the language of English language, because being in the country like Uganda where people speak English, all the childhood, the old people, all they know English language. When you're teaching them, it does not make any impact. But when you come to a country like Somalia, where people need English language as the second or the third language to them, you are making a great impact. And really, I made a decision to come to Somalia. Many people, they have been talking to me, you came here to work, to get money. Yes, but the most important thing is having an impact in someone's life, because I am what I am today because someone did something in my life. Yes. Then I should not stop there. I should also have something that I do in someone's life out there. So money is not an issue. The money is not important in life, but changing someone's way of understanding and changing someone's way of reasoning, it's something that I find is so important, and I've been doing it for experience now. This is my 8th year here in Somalia. Really, I will tell you that I really love it and I enjoy it so much.
So just like good teachers, Mwalimu in Swahili, and you are speaking about learning. We are filming it from Harvard University. That's why I put on this tie that represents Harvard colors. University to university, learning and teaching are great assets that nobody can ever take away from you. And I'm so happy that you define it as giving an opportunity, privilege. You've been given a privilege of knowing English. Yes, it will make a difference teaching it in Uganda, but I see a deeper impact here for somebody who is learning it for the first time. When you move to Somalia, Andrew, you had also told me at one point you have a journalist in Uganda who is your role model that you followed in the footsteps. Talk about the importance of role models as you grow and as you grow academically, but also grow as a person.
Well, this is very interesting. When you have a role model, this will help you, and actually it will help you always to push you to keep going, because you look at your role model as someone who is inspiring you. Yes. So you have to make sure that you fulfill, like you have to be like that person. You find yourself like you are imitating that person because you want to be like that person. So at the end of the day, you find you will do a lot of things in order to assume or to look like that person, because it's very important to have a role model who will help you to reach your goal. If you don't have a role model, I'm sure that your success will be very far away from you. So role models are very important in whatever we want to do in our lives. So Samson Kasumba, I used to have what unique thing I have in life, that some people have role models who are far away from me, which I discourage, by the way. I discourage this. You must have a role model who is in your circles that you can meet and talk to him and even have a discussion with. I have met Kasumba for several times. I can have a phone call with Samson Kasumba, who's my role model, and I have a discussion and I ask him any question that I feel like I want him to tell me. And he will tell me everything like I feel like I've asked him. So that has helped me to improve. And I've learned a lot from him. I like the way he is. Though some people will criticize him, the people will do what, but I love what he is. I'm sure if I do what he does, I'll be a great man too. Have a role model and be able to talk or reach that person, and then you can have a deeper discussion with the person.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. In the introduction, I did tell our viewers, our listeners, yours and mine, that you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
See, Andy Official. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel?
Something interesting is I teach English language, and this language has 4 skills. That is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. When you look at the 4 skills, you can achieve all of them by having one principle, which is we have the input and output.
Yes.
The input are reading and listening, and then the output you'll have to write and to speak. My uncle who is talking to me right now, he taught me something which I want the world to know. This guy you see in front of you, he's a reader. I've talked about you in many times in my classes. My students, by the way, they know you here in Somalia. They know you very well. As a CNN African hero, not only that, but as someone who taught me how to read. I found out that when you read more, you get a lot of knowledge.
That's right.
And now, being a teacher, knowledge, when you learn knowledge, you'll find like you cannot keep it in your mind. You have to share it. And the more you share knowledge, by the way, the more you learn more. So I found like sharing knowledge only in my class, it's not enough. It's not enough platform, because you find in class, I have a class of 70, I have a class of 50 or 100 people. And I've taught something which is useful and it stops there. It doesn't go far away. So now I decided to have a YouTube channel where I do share important, I'm using the word important, points for the youth to learn about. But I'm very sorry that they're not interested in that. They're interested in music, interested in other things, and they don't want to take things which are making them to change their lives. But I'm not discouraged. I keep going. So I opened the YouTube channel to share and empower and help the youth to change their lives, because I believe this. I have to inspire people before I expire. At my age of 90 years, I'm not having this capacity of speaking to you the way I'm talking now. And I'm doing that on my YouTube channel to inspire youth. And many people have learned a lot from my YouTube channel.
Tweetable moment right there. Make sure you inspire before you expire. So your YouTube channel is an extension of teaching, of educating, of inspiring, of motivating. Please.
Because I would say something here.
Yes, please.
We are living in a generation which is quite different. I remember when I was young, in the evening, we used to sit with my grandmother who died a long time ago. She used to sit with us and tell us some stories. She educates us, she do what, she does everything. But unfortunately, we are living in a world where fathers, they wake up early in the morning, goes to work. Mothers also are going to work, and you find the children, they have only teachers after teachers, they go back home, they are maids, or sometimes they are caring each other. So you find that the parenting, there is that gap of parenting. You find the children, they don't have people who tell them about real life.
Yes.
So now, MC Andy, I come to tell the children, to tell the youth what real about life using my Just YouTube channel, because I've been groomed in a very good way that I think if I share my grooming, though I was groomed, to other people who may not get chance of learning from me, they can learn from me and also get something important for their lives. That's also another point that I had forgotten.
Please, next time you are in Uganda, make sure you talk to your cousin Jackie to give you copies. I'm donating copies of books, my books, for your school and your students, so they can get more reading. From 5 children books and 2 adult books, we put them here, and we can put a link also for Amazon. Yes, you can buy them also and put them in the reading. Very important to read, and I agree with you. Many young people are not reading, and it's not actually young people. It is majority of the people. And you will be surprised. I fly on planes all the time. When you get to a plane that's leaving Amsterdam to Uganda via Kigali, you can count on your fingers how many adults are reading a book. A culture of reading is not so much emphasized, and that is really sad. People will watch videos. The kids of Masaka Ghetto Kids will have tens of viewers. Our channels that give free information and have books do not get as much. But I'm also going to do episodes coming up here with the children, reading books, so we can encourage young ones to read. And since you're a father, please do not let a day pass by without Aziza, your daughter, getting to be read by, even if you do it on FaceTime, reading is very important and we cannot re-emphasize it. I also want to go back, and since you've already given advice to general advice, as fellow youth, what message would you give to your fellow young people, your age mates, but also the ones who are looking up to you? Samson Kasumba is your mentor, you are mentoring others. Put on your heart of advice now. What message would you give to the youth?
Wherever you are, I want you to put your eyes on me. Look at me. I know some of you admire me because of what I am, but I want you to look at the better Andy. Look at, what if I've done ABC? What would I be? One thing I would tell you is this. Never find yourself in a state of regretting for anything you've done in life. And this is so important. Youth who are watching me right now, make sure that you avoid regrets, not using the opportunities that you have got in life. You've got luck. I'm talking to you. You've got luck of having a father, mother who cares about you. You have a family, you have uncles and sisters who are helping you, and you don't look at that as an opportunity in your life. Your responsibility now is to read, is to study.
Yes.
The more you study, it's the more you're going to care about yourself. Right now, you are in the hands of your father and mother, but there is one day where you'll find like you are alone in this world. Your father has died, your mother has died, then what next? You start to look at yourself. At the end of the day, you'll start into crime, you become a thief, you become a what? And that is something you cannot do if you've learned and you've become someone who is important in this world. Yes, there is a global problem. Youth will say there is no jobs, we have studied, we have educated, there is no job. You don't have a job not because there is no job. You don't have a job because you think jobs should come for you. Success does not come to man, but man go for success. Go and study. After studying, go and look for a job. By the way, looking for a job, let it be your job. I repeat this. To look for a job, let it be your job. The more you look for jobs, the more you are going to find one. So don't stay in your bed, sleep, and then relax, and then you say, wow, inshallah, I will get a job. No. Success doesn't look for man. Man look for success. To find a job, let it be your job until you find it.
Well done, and well put. Or create one. I know you do more than teaching. You and my other nieces and nephews, so proud. We have had several of them here. We have had Michael, we have had Ephraim, we've had Jackie, we've had Sharon. In addition to your hard work and the jobs you keep, I am proud to say that you also have your side hustles. You do different things to keep the family going. You do different things to invest. Good news, you have examples to look at now. Though our generation, we didn't even have what to look at. So great advice for the youth. Now that you've talked about no regrets for people, how does Andrew deal with setbacks?
I am a person who really fear too much disappointments. If someone would ask me, my fear is disappointment. Yes, I have setbacks in life, very many in my life. It has not been all along straight, uncle, you know very well. My life has been having a lot of setbacks. But always, I have one thing which is a strength that I want to share with the youth. In my age, it's very rare to find I have a friend of mine who we are in the same age. I don't have. Always, I made old people to be my friends. So whereby, when I find something as a setback to me, I will share it to my friends. So who are my friends? These are the guys who are older than me. So when I share them like this is a setback, then it becomes easier to them to give me a solution, because this is something that they have been doing for many years. It's not a surprise to them. It's not something new.
Yes.
That is one thing that I would say. And two, I pray. After praying, I find myself like relieved, because I will talk to someone. You know, when you look at talking to people, When you feel anger, it's a therapy. However, some people, they believe if I have a problem, then I tell people it is shame on me. They will tell other people. But talking is a therapy. So when you talk to people, what you really feel or what you've got as a challenge, people will advise you in one or the other. So I always find it easy to talk to people, to discuss with people, and always people who are older than me. So I would advise youth, don't have friends who are going to take you into youthful things. At my age, I can testify, I never go to a club 2 times. I went to a club one day, but I'm sure my friends, they bet me and they told me they will never go back with me in the club. I went in the club. When we started dancing around 10 p.m., you can imagine, I felt asleep. I got chairs, I packed them somewhere in the corner. I sat up, I slept. From that day, I never wished to go. Why did I go to the club? Not that I wished to go to the club, but because of my friends who were not teaching me something good, but they are teaching me to go to the club. It was my first and my last day. So when you are youth and you make friends who are of your same age, they will put you into things which are useless. But when you have elderly people who are older than you, they will advise you, they will teach you new things, whereas solving your problems. My uncle is my friend. Me and Mike, I'm sure uncle doesn't have friends who are better than these 2 boys of his. And we have learned a lot from him. When I meet him, this always, he confuses my mind. I talk to him. Yes. He gives me a lot of advice. When you have phone calls, he advises me a lot of things. And I've got a lot of advice. My role model, Mr. Samson Kasumba, is old man. He's old man, but he is my role model and he advises me a lot of things. So youth, let us have elder people. We get experience from them because age is gold. The Europeans have told us this before. Age is gold. So if you don't look at experienced people, then that means you're going to lose a lot of things in your life.
So surround yourselves with people who will bring benefit into your life rather than the ones who will take away what you have. You talked about faith, and you always aim higher. This is a great advice for people and for mostly young people who are listening to us, but also adults. These peer pressure, adults also are affected by peer pressure. So your advice is applicable to everybody. Now you are in Somalia, you are a father of one, you are a husband of one, you are succeeding at what you do. Where will Andrew be in 10 years? If you had forecast and plan your future, how would it look like?
The good news is that I'm looking at things. People have been asked about this question. Why do you think people think about things which are not tangible, which are not physical?
Yes.
One thing I've learned from my brother Michael, my youngest cousin brother, he taught me to look at yourself in your capability. What things can you do? Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm in a class at Harvard University of writing, persuasive writing and speaking, public speaking. I'm now attending the classes.
That's right.
So I look at myself. I have the ability, I have the capacity of speaking. Speaking is my job. I've seen people who speak and are earning living from speaking. My uncle here, he's a good public speaker. He speaks and people listens to him and people have trust in him because he speaks. So I look at building my career of public speaking skills. My name on social media always MC Andrew, which is Master of Ceremony. Speaking is my passion. I have a passion of speaking. So I look at having a company which is entitled about speaking on ceremonies, maybe functions like weddings, birthdays, public speaking in schools, talk to the youth and encourage them and make them grow. I wish one day I go to Nyaka and I speak to these children at Nyaka, primary and also Nyaka secondary and also Kutamba. I want to go and meet the grandmothers in Nyaka and I talk to them and I give them hope to believe that they still can, because we were not what we are today, but because of God and because of struggle, we are now what we are. So I look at myself like someone who's going to help and develop millions of youth. That is about life. And when it comes to business, I've been struggling a lot. I think about having a business which I'm still dreaming. I am looking at making an event management company. An event management company is something that I think, because every day people die. Believe me or not, people will die. Every day people are marrying, and every day people are celebrating whatever they are celebrating. So they need people who can prepare or arrange their events. So if I go for event management, it's something that I think I'm going to be enjoying it, because teaching, I have taught students now who are teaching in university, who are teaching in other schools. That means I have retired. So I look young, but I have done a great job in my experience, in my age. So teaching, I have to retire from teaching, and then I start doing another job, which is to help the nations.
Wonderful.
You may find me one day coming at Harvard University to have a show, talk about life in Somalia and life in Africa. One day.
You've already planted the seed, and I did share this on my WhatsApp statuses and to all of you, that
Yes.
Harvard University, where I am right now, I'm there physically, but you can take classes online, and these classes are free, open to you to take. If you want a certificate, definitely you can pay for a certificate later, but the knowledge is shared for free. Harvard University, yes. MIT University, which are both here within 5 miles of each other, and universities all over the world, whether it is Oxford, in UK, Cambridge, anywhere, Korea, Hong Kong, Germany. You can take classes online for free. Well, before I ask you our last question, is there something I haven't asked you that you would like to share?
Yeah, there is something very interesting that you have not asked me tonight. Something I like to tell the world always, that is about parents and children.
Yes.
There is a problem we are having here in Africa. Most of the times, parents want to force their children what the children may not be able to do, and hence, children, they have also their rights to do or to study what they want. I had this challenge with me and my father, whereby my father wished me to be a doctor. And actually, in this small head of mine, there is no chemistry, there is no biology, but there is history and geography and English, which I can tell the world, and people say is wow. So, parents who are watching me right now, I would request you humbly, have a good time to share with your children. Look at their capacities. I used to play football very well. I would be a better striker, I believe. I was a good striker. But my father used to beat me because of playing football. What the hell is this?
Yes. Wow.
My father would never allow me to go and play football because he would tell you, read, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor. He would sing to be a doctor. And actually, it had never, even one day, passed into my eyes that I should be a doctor. Forcing your children what you want them to be is not right. It's something I would say here, that let your children be what they feel like they like to be. If you force them, I will go to university, study medicine, because my father has told me to study university, to be a doctor. After I will bring my certificate to my dad, I said, Dad, this is your certificate. What advantage? Go and look for a job. I would never look for a job because I didn't study medicine to be a doctor because I don't want, but because my father forced me. You have wasted your money, I have wasted my time, and I'm not studying what I want. So at the end of the day, I would go study what I want. From childhood, my dream was to be a journalist. If not a journalist, to be a lawyer. I thank God that I've exercised all of this. I did my journalism, I did law in Kampala, so I feel okay. Even if now I feel okay, and it's a lesson that I've learned from my life, that children have rights. Children have their own talents. Parents learn what they want to be. And also youth, children who are watching me right now, discover yourself. What is your capacity? What's your capabilities? And then try to find ways how you can impose your capacities and also your talent. It will help you to achieve a lot of things in life.
So basically, parents want to live the lives they are thinking through their children. And the advice here, we've talked about this offline. The lesson here is every person has their dream, every person has their capacity, and we as parents need to be able to spend time with our children, finding out what they are capable of doing, listening to them. Our tradition does not allow parents to listen to their children. It's like a taboo. So here we are coming to you, ladies and gentlemen, who live in those societies that continue to force children to be who they really don't want to be. And here is sharing how his own father wanted him to be a doctor. He could have been a soccer player. We could be watching you pairing for Manchester United, my team. I know many of you.
No, Arsenal.
You could be Manchester United striker, my man. But here you are just watching Arsenal now play, and we are not allowed to develop that skill. However, there is also, I want to play devil's advocate also. Our parents are also coming from a negative. Many of them didn't know, had no idea. And they thought if my son becomes a doctor, an engineer, an accountant, and a lawyer, those were like the four things they heard about. Some of them are coming from a negative. But now we know better. Now we have these YouTube channels. Now we have advice, parental advice. My parents didn't really give me advice. Please, son.
Yeah.
In fact, my dad would spank me finding me reading because he said you are cheating. If you go in school all day, you should not be reading again after school. I paid for you to go to school, don't read. But I made an effort to read, just like Andrew has shared now. We need to make an effort. We need to read and also listen to our children and let them follow their dreams. When you do what you love, you will do it better, you will succeed. I have several friends who were forced to study things they didn't like. They work for money, but they are miserable in the professions they are in. Andrew, last question for you. Now you have described yourself as a person who is looking towards retiring from teaching. You want to start an events company. You want to be an MC on a national level and international level. You want to come to Harvard and give lectures, speak for a living, and get paid to speak. And I know you will do it. God is our witness. What advice would you give to yourself when you were 18 to 21?
That age is very, very dangerous age. Very dangerous.
Do share.
I used to be at Turviri SS and I was in Form 1, Form 2 that time. I had a group, we used to call ourselves 7 boys. So these 7 boys were very horrible in the school. We were guys, I remember we used to date girls.
Yes.
We buy a bottle of soda, we move around the campus with a bottle of soda, we feel like, yeah, the world is all in our hands.
You were playing with people's daughters.
Once you are in that age, my youth, or those are the age of 18 up to 21, I think if you have people who are going to guide you very well and encourage you in order to make you having more time of reading, and also, you see, now we have this technology. We have a lot of inspiration speakers who can help you to inspire you as you are in your home, maybe on YouTube, maybe go library with something. That is something, because I believe that that time my performance declined because of the group that I was in. You could find we spend more time thinking useless things, whereby we could use that time into doing something which is important to us. So I would advise myself that if I would read a lot on that time, those days, those ages, I would have been someone who is better than what I am today. Because I look at my young brother, Mike, I always talk about him. He's younger than me. Now he's pursuing his PhD. And still I'm far away from PhD. Even in my words, I'm not talking about I want to go back for PhD. I'm not. You see, but this is something that is, I missed it somewhere some time ago back. So I would advise myself that if I invested my time much in discovering information, reading more, listening more people who are knowledgeable, that time, I think I would be someone who is better than what I am today. I believe that. So if I get a chance to go back to my age of 18, really, I will not do the mistakes I did that time. I would read more. and read more than I did that time. But this question was very tough. This question was tough.
This was the right question to end our conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man himself. Young people, old people, whatever age you are, read and read every day. This is an important skill to have. In fact, for us who are aging now, they encourage you to read to keep your mind sharp. You use it or lose it. People who read live longer. People who read know more. You exercise, you take care of your body, you eat good. This is a channel that brings you transformational people who are doing amazing things in the world. Today, we were honored and privileged, Andy, for you to be here. Thank you for reposting on your channel. For all our viewers and listeners, keep sharing, keep subscribing, and continue to learn, unlearn, and relearn, because we get better every day. The best is yet to come. Thank you for coming. May God bless you. Have a good one.